Your learning experience is important. We get it. At DeVry, you'll do more than just learn. You'll experience.
Tell me when the boys get young. It's 7 o'clock and I wanna rock. Wanna get a belly full of beer. My man's a drunk and a barrel full of monkeys, and my old lady, she don't care.
Short track Saturday night from Richmond Raceway, folks. It is race 10 of 36 in Season 6 NASCAR IOP Cup Series competition. The weather is, to fit with the theme of the song, all right for fighting, to say the least. 34 cars, three-quarter racetrack. There's still room to make clean passes, yes, but you're going to see a lot of bumping because, let's face it, it's a short track. Last Sunday, after multiple crashes just eliminated the field, Dylan Murway brought his Ford to victory lane Saturday afternoon at Talladega on Easter weekend. Tonight from Richmond, he continued his momentum, starting on the pole. And here's some keys to tonight's race before we take a look at our starting lineup. There's going to be the same stuff that you saw back in the race in August last year that's going to be put on this track. Two distinct grooves. There's going to be some grooves on the bottom. There's obviously going to be the groove around the top. But the groove over the top is going to really come in late as the night goes on. So we're going to see a lot of guys fighting for the bottom. The middle essentially is going to be the danger zone. Let's take a look at your starting lineup. Starting tonight from row 1, we have the Freaky Fast Ford of Dylan Murway and the Interstate Batteries Toyota. Starting in row 2, we have the Nationwide Insurance Chevrolet and the Stanley Tools Toyota. Starting tonight from row 3, we have the Auto Owners Insurance Toyota and the 41 car. Starting tonight from row 4, we have the FedEx Express Toyota and the Wix Filters Ford. Starting tonight from row 5, we have the Alliance Truck Parts Ford and the Pennzoil Ford. Beginning tonight from row 6, we have the Dow Chemicals Chevrolet and the Exalta Chevrolet. Starting tonight from row 7, we have the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet and the Menards Ford. Starting tonight from row 8, we have the DeWalt Power Tools Toyota and the Fastenal Ford. Beginning tonight from row 9, we have the Lowe's Chevrolet and the 10 car. Teammates make up row 10. We have the Deer Ranch Chevrolet and the Crighton Bank Chevrolet. While we look through the rest of the field, let's go ahead and mic up the 4 of Dylan Murway, the pole sitter for tonight's event. Toyota Owners 400. Hey, Dylan Murway, this is DW up here in the NASCAR and FX booth. You got us? All right, try again one more time here. Hey, this is Dylan Murway up in the NASCAR and FX booth. You got us? Yeah, what's up, bud? All right, man. How about you? Feel pretty good going into a short track? I mean, you ran really well at Bowman Gray last couple Saturdays ago. So a little bit of drama happened late. I mean, how do you feel about your chances tonight? Oh, I feel great. I mean, I feel like everybody's feel great, but I'm really leaning towards the guy starting next to me here to really be class of the field. He's been making any groove work. I mean, they're putting down the same stuff that we found last week in the car that was put last year. They're putting that down in the 2 top and bottom grooves. So that's going to be pretty fun to deal with. Anyways, our Jimmy John's Ford was okay up top yesterday when that came in, but the key is when you come off the 2, you have to be really careful. Otherwise, you're going to end up smacking the wall. So we can really see this turn into Darlington, I guess. Obviously, once the night goes on and people start moving up into the middle lane and maybe moving up top even. Hopefully we can put this Ford in victory lane, stay out of trouble here in Richmond Raceway tonight. All right, have a good one, bud. 10-4. Dylan Murray will carry one of our 6 onboard cameras tonight. The second one will be the 42 of Derek Lewis with the credit one on board. Third one will be Hunter Rizzoni in the Exalta on board tonight. And fourth one will be WB Network in the Furniture Row on board. Fifth one will be Joshua Leanbatch in the Interstate on board. And the sixth one will be Joseph Lombard in the Lombard Brothers Gaming on board tonight, starting pretty much shotgun after a practice incident. That's the problem. I mean, with like what Dylan was talking about, when you're in that top groove, you really have to watch where you land off that corner, because if you run that top, because turn 2 jumps out at you like that. Jumps out at you. I mean, we had a couple cars scrape the wall a little bit. Obviously, yesterday morning with the 43, he was doing the same route. He slapped the wall pretty hard. Ended up having to go to a backup. Brendan Little did the same thing in qualifying Friday evening. So it's going to be entertaining tonight once we get the race going. All right. DW, want you to reach up there, pull them belts tight. One more time, guys. Short track Saturday night. All right, thank you, boys, for being here. Solid track. One of the funnest races of the year for us to do here. NASCAR on Fox and FX. Pace cars off, green flags into the air, and boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys. Clear. All right, still hanging tough outside. Ooh, still dead even here in turn 1 between Joshua Leanbatch and Dylan Murway. Looks like Dylan Murway is going to complete. Leanbatch is going to complete the pass. Question is, can he get down quickly in time? Dylan's able to let him in, but a little bit of contact with the bumper of the car. And Paula Moon slides in third. Now everybody is side by side pretty much all the way through a good majority of this field. Jacob Tube trying to take advantage of a tough group, of a pretty good bottom lane right now. Trying to go 3 wide. Inside. 2 outside, bud. 2 outside. And, things get a little testy there between Hunter Miller, and Jonathan Morrison. A little bit of contact. Don't see much smoke out of either of those 2 cars. Jacob Tube gets a couple spots. Now the field is starting to simmer down here in this 22-lap race. Simmer down that field. Everybody bunching up. Especially towards the middle of the groove. Towards the middle of this pack, because we saw a little bit of tight racing between a couple cars. Especially these 6 or 7. Right here. Just a few months ago, exactly what we were talking about. The 20 just starting to have some issues, it looks like. He ends up getting way sideways. Oh, a little bit of contact there. slid up, a little bit of contact, move them out of the groove, and then everyone starts bottling into each other. Everybody pretty tight down low. Both the Lombards trying to make their way up through the field. Zachary Lombard's also trying to make that far outside work. Out front, the field is starting to spread out. And it looks like Jacob 2 trying to see if he can make something happen with the 2 in the 22. Two Penske Fords. Trying to find a little bit of movement. Field starting to spread out a little bit, especially towards maybe, I don't know, the middle of the field. The 18 starting to pull away. Zoex Moon trapped up top. And here's what she had to say. Looks like Zoex Moon's continuing to lose some spots. It's like maybe the 20... Oh, the 2 kicked her out. Wow, nice job being a fucking teammate. An asshole. All right, get your groove back. Get your groove back, kid. Get back in there. 3 con. All right, they're starting to form a bit of an outside groove here in the middle. So get back to the 12, 3 wide. I don't know why he took us 3 wide like that. Fucking asshole. Taking us 3 wide. And you can see already, ladies and gentlemen, this is the product of short track fireworks. We've got a crash on the front stretch. Brendan Little, 16, sitting it down towards the exit of pit road. Chris Washer in the 7. Caution is out. That's Brendan Little up against the inside wall. Chris Washer, season 1 vet. Crashed a lot of cars since his surprise win back in, pretty much all the way back in the 3rd race ever in this series. Back in California. He's running one of the longest winless streaks and just got clobbered. See, right here, it looked like, I was losing a tire and I was trying to get out of the way and saw a lot of smoke right on the front stretch just as the 18 was starting to come up. And the 7 was trying to slow down and 16 just didn't see him. This was towards the back. Watch this. 18 and 4 were just coming out of turn 4 just now. About 5 laps into tonight's race, when we found out Zoex Moon was pretty much falling like a rock. The 7 is really starting to slow, and then the 16 just drills him. This is all. He's already in the oil, so you see those cars pretty much sliding on the front stretch. And towards turn 1, then 16 just slammed that wall on the front stretch. On the front stretch. Massive hit. Here it is again, this time from our front camera. See, he's really puffing a lot of smoke. And then here comes the 16, just nowhere to go. If he hits the brakes, he slides, and then there's a possibly much bigger wreck. Then 16 comes in, pounds into the 7. So he's got a lot of damage. And then the 7 slides through the grass. 16 tries to straighten it out. Pounds that wall. And then comes to rest the exit of pit road. So going to be a little bit here. So we already got 2 cars taken out. On lap 5 tonight here in the Toyota Owners 400 from Richmond. And I believe we're just getting started. Especially in terms of excitement, at least. The sun is starting to set here in Richmond, just now. And literally, we are probably about to see the sparks really come out. Because anytime anything happens, at literally every short track ever, we usually get some cautions. And it's rumored to be a full moon tonight, so that just makes everything even better. Green flag's back into the air. Dylan tries to hold even right here. There's about 6. All right, still there. Still there. Still there. Still there. There's a lot of 3-wide racing here. 3-wide, 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 too high. Get some spots. How about this? Caleb Hoffman trying to make some moves here. He just slid and the door shut on him by his own teammate. Now we got Apollo Moon trapped on the outside. Now there's cars stacking up off 4 and on the front stretch. Jonathan Morrison's in the middle of yet another hornet's nest. All right, 3-wide, 3-wide, 3-wide. Dylan up front. Dylan Murway is going to slide. That's a slide. Whoa! 18 goes around, but saves it. All right, get it back going, bud. Get it back going. There's a hornet's nest of people back there just itching to cause another wreck. So get back going. This could get big. Jake 2 is now stuck on the outside. Oh, trouble, more issues front stretch. Looks like we got a car slow on the apron. That's the 25. He's out of the way. We stay green. The 18's all the way back in about 8th, maybe 7th, 8th. I'm looking at this hornet's nest right here, just trying to figure out if there's going to be the next wreck right here. It darn well looks like it. They're through wide stacking up. How are they able to hold this for that long is beyond me. Simple. They're the best drivers in the world. 25 is on pit road and is rumored to take his car to the garage. His night is pretty much over at this point. Is up front, Caleb Hoffman trying to make some moves for the lead. Inside. Give him the spot, dude. I'd say I want to give a huge shout out to the 19 car here because he's known as one of the best short track drivers, and he won Bristol earlier this year, a couple weeks ago, back on that Sunday when it wasn't rained out. So he's able to take his car to the front, and up to the front as Dylan comes back, and he just hit him, and around goes the 19. Into the wall. Caution. What's that right here? What happened? Oh, more. We got more cars. Cars spinning in the accordion. Looks like 42's into the grass and spinning around. 48's sliding in front of traffic. That's the big story there. Caleb Hoffman took the lead, led a lap. Now his night is done. Everybody was trying to miss the 19 by going pretty much up towards the wall because he came to rest in the middle of traffic. That big 3-wide cluster earlier was part and parcel of some crazy racing from this multi-groove setup. And how the 42, they were all trying to slow up to miss the 19. Creeping by up top. And Caleb Hoffman has the window net down. He is okay, but he does not look happy. The net is down. He is walking, and welcome to fireworks on a Saturday night, folks. Explains why we played Saturday Night by Elton John. We're back here. We're going to be back here at Richmond in a moment. 2 cautions tonight. Anyways, tonight's recap from Richmond, presented by Tax Slayer, went green little past 7:45 Eastern, and things were hot and heavy off the start. 3-wide racing, side by side. First caution came out for Chris Washer blowing an engine, getting pile driven by the 16. Yeah, you see, the 7 starts blowing up. He's well off the pace. The 16's even further off the pace. So he's slowing up, losing a lot of time. And then the 16 comes in, just hammers him. Both cars hit significant damage, and so far it looks like Chris Washer's night is done, but Brendan Little is back on the racetrack multiple laps. Now 7 laps down. And on the restart, more craziness. We're going 3, 4, 3 wide, obviously taking care of the grooves. A lot of shuffling, including Zorix Moon, who is not happy with her teammate. Yeah, as you see early, she's trying to get a pass on the 14, but the 2 headed nose in. Zorix Moon gets loose, goes way up the hill, has to chase it, loses a lot of spots, ends up not happy with what happened. Everybody's scattering left and right. It's a mess. So the second caution a few months ago, Caleb Hoffman takes the lead, gets hit by the 4 Dylan Murway, crashes pretty hard. Several cars from that 3-wide cluster tried to avoid, but Derek Lewis and Nate Sherman get spun around. They are okay. They are continuing. They didn't lose a lot of spots, actually, because they didn't get damaged miraculously. But a lot of cars could have been part of a really big wreck. And that's why we're under caution here, lap 11. And while we're here, before we go to the restart, let's take a look at next week's schedule. Friday at 3:30 on FX, we can see NASCAR Op Cup Series practice from the first road race of the year from Boulder Valley Alley in Boulder County, Colorado. Then at 6 will be final practice, 6 Eastern. And then tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., will be Cup qualifying, and then on FX. Then beginning at 2:30 p.m. will be the Pizza Hut 200 presented by CU Boulder at 2:30. Heard rumors that Parade Show is going to feature Ralphie the Buffalo. Always a fun sight, especially since we got a couple Colorado natives in the field. One of them is leading this race. Thanks, guys. Be back here for restart. Dylan Murway has led all but probably a couple laps tonight. Pretty much every lap except for one. That was when Caleb Hoffman passed him and got crashed 3 corners later. Here we go. Green flag. Things getting a little wild. Contact. There he goes. Up, wreck. Big wreck. Come on. Blake Dillon gets something happened towards the middle. Hunter Izzoni gets absolutely turned, clobbers the wall, comes back. And now we got a whole host of cars. Top running cars are in this. Hunter Miller's in it. Jacob Tube is in it. Everyone's starting to stack up. Now the track is blocked here in turn 1. Numerous cars caught up in this. Nobody in that group could see the 41. He had a terrible time getting going. He gets turned. Here, the only reason we have all those cars piled in is because it's so narrow. numerous cars caught up in this. And the red flag has immediately come out. Anyways, all the cars that are stopped, 41 gets piled up. Obviously, the 9. Jacob Tube was involved. He's smoking. The 24. Obviously, the 9 doesn't have a lot of damage, but he does have some damage. 24 also involved. Damn, that frickin' hurt. This happened because the 18 gets loose, runs into the, tries to go low. 41. This is exactly what we talked about with these restarts earlier in the pre-race. They go 3-4 wide because of how wide it is, expecting to make room. One car doesn't move. Next to know, you got a huge wreck on your hands. Like you see right here. Hunter Izzoni out of his car. That took out 2 Stuart Haas cars in that mess because the only reason those cars came up. By the way, Hunter Miller has taken his 24 Chevrolet pretty much straight to pit road. Same with the 9. There's rumors that the 9's probably going to have to call it by taking it to the garage. Or 24, I'm sorry. Because he is... Matt, before the red flag came out, Jacob Tube pulled... Hunter Izzoni pulled his car in here 2 stalls up from his teammate into pit road. Talked to his crew chief, Jack Ness, said the car is killed. Missed a part of the door. Steering's knocked out of wax, though. What they're going to do is they're going to try to fix as much body damage as we can, go out, log laps. Tough break for a kid that had a lot of excitement coming into tonight's race and somebody who, just like Jonathan Morrison, just can't seem to catch a break. So here's the list of cars that got a piece of this accident, and it got big. When this happened. 41 comes back. And then 10-1 comes in. Now there's no place for a good majority of these cars, especially towards the middle, to go. Both the Ganassi cars are in it. So we have pretty big crash. So we have about 10 cars. 2 of them could continue, but with a lot of repairs. Well, 3 actually. If you count the 10. The 10 slowed up. The 1 slowed up, and then he got hammered by the 10. Because nobody behind him saw. And now he had a whole host of just wrecked race cars. That car is junk. 42, taking his car to the garage. 22 is done. is done for the night. Zoix Moon's frustrating night goes from bad to worse. The 117 are on pit road. 42's on pit road. And just think, with that big mess and Brendan Little currently hanging outside the standings, the top 16 and 21st, this ref took out 5 cars. And the other half, they're still running. Anyways, bit more damage than we thought for the 9. So looks like he may be joining those other cars in the garage. The 9 is actually going to continue, but heavily damaged and battered beyond all belief. Same with a good majority of these cars, but they're all going to be quite a few laps down. By the way, an update. During the red flag, Hunter Miller's crew went out. They knocked into the car. They bumped the car. They didn't work on it. However, NASCAR apparently deemed it as they were going to touch the car. Because yellow flags lifted. They were going to touch the car, so they told the crew to get back. So this means they're going to face a pretty stiff penalty. So great night from Hunter Miller, just nosedive pretty much in the span of 10 minutes. The crash and the red flag. They're going to restart Art here. Art right now with some pretty different names. So we have 26 cars. So tomorrow morning on FX, part of the new Fox Morning Cartoons program, they're going to bring kids programs. Larry Boy is going to be coming to FX during the kids hour, starting next week at 8 a.m. and they will run till 3. Every day there will be episodes from the cartoon series, and they're going to alternate between that and the movie. There will also be regular VeggieTales episodes sprinkled in that mess as well. Again, starting Monday at 8, we will have episodes of Larry Boy, starting with the first one. "26 cars are on the track. There's obviously 26 on the track, 20 on the lead lap, 9 to go. Actually, more like 8 to go. Going to wave some things off because there's supposedly balloon that flew in on the racetrack because of the pre-race ceremonies. There's actually no. This is strange here because, well, that happened. There's rumors that there are rolling blackouts in the area, so this next restart could be the last one of the race. If the lights come on, we could see some bumpers here. I mean, with rolling concerns of blackouts in the Virginia area and power outages, this track runs at night, and curfew goes till about 2 a.m. the next morning for any on-track activity. So there are concerns of power outages that flared up earlier this evening. However, we were lucky to not have a delay on the delay during the race. So, however, we are past halfway. If we have a power outage of some kind and it isn't an immediate fix, this could end this thing. Pretty much the entire top 5 is surrounded by Gibbs cars after that pit stop. And look who's back in the front row. Joshua Leanbach and Dylan Murway. This time Dylan Murway will take the outside. Here we go. 7 to go tonight at Richmond. Ready. Boy, great jump by the 4. He's getting a bit of a nudge from the 78 here. Oh, he's going wide. 3 wide for the lead. And if this works, this will be what a power play by the 78 to get to the lead. Now watch out. We got trouble. Turn 1. It's the 6. All right, caution's out. Caution. Caution's out here. Go out of the throttle. And the 83 had a bit of some damage in that incident, so the 6 took a nasty shot to the back of that car. And just like that, the lights just turned off. Well, now, back here at Richmond under caution, this is the 3rd one, so 4th one of the night. And it is rumored that NASCAR is immediately telling drivers to pull it to pit road and park it because there is power outage in the area. So NASCAR is currently working with local authorities to try and get this race back going. So they are waiting. This is not a rain delay. Didn't have rain earlier in the forecast. We haven't had rain pretty much a threat since Brighton when we had that 2-hour delay in the middle of the race. So they are currently pulling the cars down. NASCAR is working with local authorities. And just as I suspected, as I just got word on my headset just now, that WB Network, the kid that made that right pass at the right time, has just gone to victory lane. And one of the craziest ways I have seen a race end. We're going to show you the unofficial results. As you notice, a good majority outside lane is crashed cars. Cars that were part of crashes tonight. Pretty much everybody from the 29 back, the 9 back is 2 down. Then the rest of the field is out of the race. Again, due to crashes and some pretty heavy ones too. As you see, they're popping up on the right side on the screen. So how about it? Power outage shuts off a night race. They are looking into the cause right now, but here is the unofficial results. The race is over, by the way. Let's look at the results. Scroll by, top of your screen. You're getting a little bit of the cars that were involved in crashes and cars that were not. And just think, we're going to road course next week. And here are the cars that were taken out of races. So, out of the race. So, next Saturday, we're going to a road course. And then afterwards, Friday, Saturday, it'll be a Friday-only event. It will be the showdown and the all-star race on the same day. And there's going to be showdown and all-star race practice Wednesday and Thursday afternoon. Wednesday will be open cars and Thursday will be all-star race cars. And then Friday, 10 a.m. will be Friday at noon Eastern will be the open, and then Friday at 2 will be all-star race qualifying, and then Friday at 4 will be the all-star race itself. That's the update for the next few weeks, especially as we get back to racing in Colorado. All-star race, and then obviously the Grand Prix of Brighton, the road course. Horse race. So that's the news on that front. Congratulations to WB Network for probably the most abrupt end to a race. See you next Saturday.